Hey guys, so Whiteout here, and this is probably going to be the last video of my SinglePlayerCommands mod video that just shows every command, or just about every command that is available and useful. So let's go ahead and finish this up. Now the first one that I will show you involves enemies. Now, right now you can see that I can take damage. So if I just type mob damage, now my mob damage is off. And I don't know if they're not even firing now because of that. I don't know if they'll still attack me. No, it looks like they just look at you now. So that's, just makes it easier. Survive. Now we can go ahead and do move player. And I'll say I want to go 5 blocks to the north. And it looks like I was looking north. So now if I do move player 10s for south, I will go 10 blocks to the south. And if I do, 5 to the west, I'll go 5 to the west. And you can go up and down too. So it's nice so you can, see which distance or which direction is what, or if you just want to move a certain direction so many blocks without having to actually run that way. The next one we can do is Noclip. And what this does is it actually puts it so you're flying, but you can also go through any block. So now I'm on my legit house that no one else could build because it's so completely awesome. And now I'm outside of it, and I can just go right on through these blocks and go right through here, right through my bleachers, right through this wall. And look at that. I'm outside. And now I can come right back in. So Noclip just makes it so, if there's a big wall, you can go through it this way. Now, if you just try and go through solid, this is all you're going to see until you actually come to somewhere that's open. So be wary of that. It does get really annoying. And if you get lost, just hold the space button so you'll float up. And it'll end up being no big deal. Now, the next command is output. And what output does is makes it so nothing shows up anymore. So now if I type Noclip, it won't say that it turned on. If I type it again, it won't say that it turned off. And it'll keep that way until I put output again. So output's nice for, videos. And I have used this before in a video, but I generally don't. I honestly forget about it. But it's nice to have it if you just want to keep the text out of your way or whatever. So that's always an option. Now the next one I'll do is show you platform. So say I want to build another platform like this one, and I actually want to build it above this one. So now I'll just come line myself up generally where I think is right above. So I think this is pretty much right above, and I'll type platform, and you'll see a piece of glass that gets placed down, and now I can build off of this. Oops, I didn't mean to do that. And it looks like I need food. So see, I'm just going to do hunger full. There we go. And I'm going to turn instant mine on real quick. Oh, it was already on. Oops. And there we go. I have another platform right there. So that just makes it so it's easier for you to build whatever you want. And it just, makes your job easier, especially with fly mode. Now, we can type POS, which gives you your current position, which is used for teleporting or setting your spawn or whatever, which I'll get to that later. This one isn't really used all that much, but it's there if you need it. Now, this is another one that gets a lot of questions on my videos, and that's reach. Now, what reach does is, let's see, I'll put it to reach 100. Now, I can break blocks on that wall right there. You won't be able to see it, but I can just sit here and hit stuff on that wall. Now, if this was creative mode, I would bust right through that, but it's not. But as you can see, I can stand way back over here and break those blocks. So I can turn this back down to about 3 where it's normal. I can't touch that, or I can do reach 20, and I can break through that, and I can still touch to the other side. So that just makes it a lot easier to do whatever you want to do. Now, here's something else you can do, and that is refill. And if you actually, I don't have anything right now that needs to be refilled, so let me just place some stuff. And let me use my binded weather again. Now my infinite items is still on, that's why. But okay, now you can see that I'm down to 59, so if I put refill, it fills it back up. Now I can also, you know, put some more stuff down, and if I type refill all, there's supposed to be a space, refill all, it'll give me a full stack of everything in my inventory and not just what I'm highlighting. Now if you set a waypoint, you know, by setting, I can set 3, but say, oh yeah, my waypoint 2 is right there. If you type REM and then the waypoint name, it'll remove that waypoint. So this way you can clear out your waypoints, keep it organized if you want, you know, if you accidentally mess up, put the wrong one, there you go. Now you can do remove drops, if I could spell it right. And that just removes the drops around you that are close to you. And if you do remove drops all, it'll take away all the drops on the map. But like I said, I think drops is more efficient because it just removes them all together. Now the next one would be repair. And as you can see, I have a fishing pole that is almost broken. So if I just type repair, it is completely back to new. And I can sit here and spam it again real quick. And there it is, repaired again. And you can do repair all, and it'll repair everything in your inventory that needs it. So you can see this flint and steel right here, and I'll just type repair all, and it's been repaired as well. So really cool to be able to do that. Now let's see this one. How about this? I want to jump to this block right here. Now instead of typing jump again, you can type repeat, and it just jumped again, and I can repeat again. And what this does is repeats the last command that you typed in. And while it may seem silly to have to type repeat again, you could bind repeat to a key. So I could type bind, and I'll put it on my O key. Now if I type jump, every time that I press O, it's gonna, you know, jump me to that block. Now say that I type longer legs. Now if I press O, it toggles back and forth. So that just, you know, if you bind it, it makes it a lot easier, you know, especially if you do repeat. It's very useful. That way you don't have to keep typing in the same thing. So that's pretty cool. Now I can do reskin. So let me spawn a cow real quick. Now this doesn't really work the best, but if I type reskin and then say pig, look at that cow. I don't even know what to make of it. There's really no use for it. I haven't found a good one that actually works, but it's there. You know, mess around with it. Now another thing you can do is when you're looking at it, at any creature, whether it's an enemy or not, as long as your crosshair is on it, if you type ride, well, that's not going to work because of the reskin, I guess. So let me spawn another cow. Actually, I'm going to spawn a chicken. I'll ride a chicken. Well, that was a fail on shutting the gates. But now if I'm looking at the chicken and I type ride, for some reason it's not letting me. So it's not letting me for some reason. But normally, there we go. I guess I had to kill that cow. But if you're looking at something and you type ride, you will ride it. And this is just like riding a pig with a saddle, and you don't even need the saddle. And it can be anything. This can be a zombie, it can be a giant, you know, it can be whatever. Now to get off of it, you just type ride, and you just hop right off. So really cool. That cow's gonna get out. Oh well. Now, another thing we can do is set. Now I already showed this a little bit earlier, but this way I can go over it more. If you type set and then any name or number, it can be letters, number, I can just set 1 like that. Anytime that I type go to and then whatever that waypoint I just set was, I will go there. And these are completely exact of what you type. So if I type set go with a capital G, I can't go to go with a lowercase g. I have to go to go with a capital letter. Same thing with removing them. I have to actually type in the exact waypoint name. But that's just, it just makes it easier. You know, you can put several of the different versions, or you know, you can put a different waypoint with different characters or whatever. So if you're just gonna be crazy with your waypoints, you might as well just watch out, maybe write them down so that way you don't confuse them later. That would just be my suggestion. Now the next thing we can do is set jump. Now this sets the height that you jump, and it does turn fall damage off for you automatically. So let me show you how effective and fun this is. Just by setting jump to 5, you go way up there. So if I do set jump 15, you think 15 blocks? No, it's not 15 blocks. You go way on up there. So I can come drop down here, and I will set jump 25. And I just flew way up over the map, can't see anything, and here we go, I'm coming right back down. That is how far you go up. So you control the height, and now you just put it right back. Don't forget about that, because it will confuse you at some point. It has gotten me several times. Now the next feature is set spawn. Now this, just like you would assume, probably, it sets your spawn point to wherever you were standing when you type set spawn. You can enter the coordinates yourself if you want, like set spawn 0, 0, 0, but I'm not going to do that. I don't know where that is. But it just makes it so you can put your spawn point wherever you want. Very handy, you know, especially if you, like, say I want to put my spawn point in my awesome house. That is the greatest thing in Minecraft history. There we go. Set spawn right inside the house, and every time I respawn, it'll be right there. So let me turn my damage off, or my damage back on, and there we go. Respawn right inside the house. So that's just a kind of neat feature. Now another one that gets a lot of questions, although I don't show it in my videos, some other people show it, and this is the best way to get around, and that's set speed. Now default is 1. I'll just do, you know, 3 and run around here. You can do set speed 20, and I barely tap W, and I just pretty much go flying. Now if I hold it down, I run so fast that I run right over these holes. Almost. I ran over it the first time, but you know, you can set this up to 40 and you just go right over it. Or I could even do set speed 100 and I'll end up in that corner just like that. And this does work underwater too. So this is a 1000 by 1000 map, and I'm all the way on the other side already. So this one is definitely a good one to get around, and you just set speed 1 to put it back to default. Now one question that I get a lot, and that is, how do I get the blue dead mouse skin with the ears? Now I wish I could have that as my own, but I can't. That is dead mouse only. But if you are on single player and you have single player commands, you're in luck. If you type skin and whatever character you want the skin from, in my case dead mouse, skin dead mouse, there you go. I have ears now, and I look just like dead mouse. And in fact, if I do freeze cam, and I turn around, there you go. It even says that you are that person's name, and that is actually how I did my intro. For those of you who have followed me for that long, when I actually put up an intro, there's only a few videos up now that still have it, but that's how I actually did that. So that's just kind of cool. You know, you can make yourself look like Notch, although his is the basic skin. But there's some players with capes and whatnot, and you can get those. Now, let me see what the next one is. Spawn is the next one. And spawn, as you can see, these are right here. Let me actually just do this so they don't go everywhere. But say I want some pigs. I'll say spawn pig 15. And now there's pigs everywhere. And now I can spawn cow 15. And now I'll spawn chicken 100. Now there are chickens everywhere, along with other animals. Now I am going to kill them all, but I'll spawn some more chickens in their place. So you can also use this, my difficulty was on, I'm sorry. You can use this to spawn enemies as well. So I can spawn zombie. There's a zombie. I can spawn giant, which a lot of people don't know about. And look at that big boy. Thing is giant. Get it? Giant? Alright, so that was kind of dumb. But anyway, you can see that. And you can ride the giants. Although, once again, it's not working for some reason. But if you ride the giant, you just end up in his head and you can't see anything. So, you know, it's kind of pointless anyway. I still don't know why I can't actually ride him, or ride anything for that matter. But you can try that on your own time if you want and see it for yourself. Like I said, you can't see anything in there, but it's still available. Now, another thing you can do, and I don't recommend this because it won't work coming back, but that is spawnportal. You just type that and there's a portal right there. If you go to it, it will take you to the nether. And now we're at the nether, and it does go extremely slow when you do it this way. And I haven't generated the nether yet, so alright. But now, if I try and go back, it usually doesn't work for me. Sometimes it does. Alright, so that time it worked. That doesn't always work though, so be wary that not all the time will it work. But if you just spawn a portal, sometimes you can get lucky. Now, something you can do is called stackcombine. And what that does is you can see these TNT right here. And if I type stackcombine, it puts it all into one stack. And it breaks the limit. So that's kind of cool. If you actually want to, you know, have a whole bunch of things together, you can just stick them all into one solid block, and this will still work. I don't know why it just threw all those, but there you go. Now you can see the TNT, and I'm still placing it just like normal. So this does work. It's pretty helpful. Now you can do stack limit, and it says stack limit size turned on. I don't know why. That might have turned it off right there, but that just gets rid of the stack limit of 64 if you're picking up drops or whatever. Let's see, my drops are off. Now they're back on. So let's see, that one disappeared. I'm not exactly 100% sure on this one, but it does say that it turns stack limiting on and off. Anyway, next one, you can see some cobblestone right here that I have, and if I type Superheat while I'm holding the block, or I can even do Superheat all to do everything in my inventory, which I'll do. you can see that it turned all the wood into charcoal, which I did forget that I had wood, and it turned my raw pork into steak, and it turned my cobblestone into stone. So that's just the same as using a furnace, and it just does everything at once. Pretty cool, definitely helps a lot. Now here's a fun one, and it doesn't work that great all the time, but superpunch. And you type in a number after it for the distance. Now let me just hit that guy, and he just went flying. I did forget I have instant kill on. But now if I hit a chicken, let me turn off my instant mine as well. See, it doesn't work all the time. But now that chicken just flew off. So let me turn it back down a little bit to, I'll do 15. Now that chicken's gone. That's what it normally does, is it just makes them go the distance that you type. But it's not 100%. It's kind of messed up. You just have to be careful with it, because it's not always going to work. Now, one of the other biggest features in single player commands is the time command. Time night, time day. And you can also do time speed 0. And it'll stop time from moving. But the only problem with this, and you have to be really careful with it, is it will stop redstone from working completely if you set the time to 0. So, you know, you just want to leave it at time 1. And then if it starts getting night again, just do time day. And it'll reset it right to there, where the sun is right there. Helps a lot with anything. You have the control of the time, so it's really, really awesome. Definitely, I used to use this one probably the most out of any command for a while until I got Optifine. Now, the next command is unbind, and if you remember, I did do 0 as repeat, so you can see that it keeps repeating every time that I press 0, even though you can't see me, or pressing O, sorry. But if I type unbind and O, now every time I press 0, I don't know if you can hear that, you probably can, but it doesn't do that anymore. So unbind is just, you know, if you bind a key, there you go, you can unbind it that way. Now, I will show you 3 more, and these last 3 will be in just a little bit of an out of order kind of thing. Water damage is what it sounds like. You just can't drown in water. Very simple. Now you can do weather rain, weather thunder, and let me show you this one. If you're looking at an enemy or a creature or whatever, and you type weather lightning and it's raining, lightning comes and strikes that enemy and kills it. This one's just fun to use. Boom. And then when you're done, weather sun. I have to spell it right though. And there we go. Now the last one on the list is use portal, and it's the same thing as using a portal without using a portal. And you just type use portal. There you go. You're in the nether. And it did put me back in this portal. I don't know if it does that every time. I haven't tested this one. But, you know, let me just run down here and hit a pigman and get these guys on me. Okay, so now you can see that they're angry with me. I'm running. I'm scared. Use portal. And I can just say goodbye to them and say hello back to my world. So that's, you know, and once again it did put me in, it put me in a random portal this time. So I guess it does put you in a portal, but it's random on where it puts you. That's just my guess. I don't know. Anyway, that's all there is to it. So there is a lot in this mod. I will link the forum post in the description below. And I know it's a lot to take in, but he does show exactly, or does say exactly what commands you can do. It does explain the commands. And, you know, it's a great mod. Definitely look into it. It's worth it 100%, especially if you make videos. Makes your world, makes your life a lot easier. and it does come with World Edit, which I will go into and at a different time, but it's just an all-around great mod. So anyway, that's all there is to it. Thanks for watching. See you later.